Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. And if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us where you live and what you do for a living.
My name is Victoria Williams. I am the CEO and founder of ACC of Illinois and also ACC of Illinois Transportation. And I am from Illinois, south side of Chicago, born and raised, and I'm currently in the cannabis industry here in Illinois.
Awesome. So how did you get the idea for your business?
So I've been in the industry for about 9 years now. I was dating someone who was very excited when Colorado went medical. And they were like, hey, we got to go to Colorado. We got to go check it out. And I was like, okay. Well, I'm not a cannabis consumer, but I'll support you in your endeavors. So I had a brand new baby. And I hopped on a flight to Colorado, chasing this American dream, what could potentially be generational wealth created for our families. The cannabis industry was this big boom, and everybody was talking about it. So I wanted to see what the hype was all about. And so I went out there and did just that.
So did you initially start your business in Colorado, or was it more just you were there, got the idea, and then waited for Illinois to legalize it?
So I did a couple of different things. Initially, we started our business in Las Vegas as Munchies in Vegas. And when we started in Las Vegas, it was just to teach classes. We were learning different things on the West Coast, and we wanted to be able to bring those things that we were learning on the West Coast to our hometown. So in Colorado, we were doing things like establishing relationships with software companies such as FlowHub and different dispensaries out there and different license holders. And so in Colorado, I created what was called a Cannabis Insider Tour, where I took people behind the scenes of different dispensaries, cultivation center, MEPs, vertically integrated dispensaries. And it was really nice and exciting, and it continued to grow. When we first started, Starbuds in Colorado was the first dispensary. TJ Judah, that's his name, was the first guy that was like, yeah, bring your social equity people in. You guys can go behind the scenes. We have a MEP. And so going behind the scenes of this MEP is very different in Colorado than Illinois, because in Colorado, you have the BHO extraction room, so you can talk to the person and actually see the BHO extraction machines. You have one room where you see pre-rolls being made, moon rocks, gummies. It's really, really nice, a good sight to see. And from the education standpoint, it was for people who wanted licenses, needed to understand that it's more to having these businesses than just having a license. You have to know what it takes to run these businesses. So for me, I thought it was a really good idea to give them the inside scoop. And then after that, other dispensaries got in on it, and they were like, bring your guys to my dispensary. So I want to definitely give a shout out to Terrapin Care Station. That is one of my favorite dispensaries in Colorado, and the team over there, Peter, they were always welcoming for social equity folks. And I had no idea they were vertically integrated until I did a tour there. Like, I consistently came to this dispensary. I liked their shatter. They made a really good in-house double bear shatter in Colorado. And I had no idea the dispensary was vertically integrated until they allowed me to do a tour, and I was so impressed. And there's several others, High Grades. They have a syrup company in Colorado, and they infuse a lot of different flavor syrups, and behind the scenes of their facility is really dope too. So they have allowed me to do tours, and it was several others. So that's what we got in on the education teaching classes, teaching about cannabis, teaching about infusion products. We were always trying to encourage people to get in one way or another. We talked to them about ancillary businesses because we knew that licenses were expensive. I couldn't afford a license on the first round of medical, could not afford it. But I looked at all the other opportunities around it. So for those who cannot afford a license, there are other opportunities. And so I talked about those opportunities in classes, seminars, events. Everything I've done in this space has been about education and safe consumption as well. So
Awesome.
That's where we started.
For sure. So I guess in terms of your business today, right, ACC of Illinois. So, if you can tell our audience exactly what you do, like how does a customer work with your business?
ACC of Illinois, we pretty much consult. My background is in sales. And so, as you know, I was a part of the first group to open a craft grow in the state of Illinois. I also was one of the first who opened the dispensary in the state of Illinois. And I also launched the first social equity brand and an additional 2 brands after that. And so with the second social equity brand, I went into the facility as a consultant. I did a short-term deal with them. I guess if I had to compare myself to anyone, I would say Gordon Ramsay. They were struggling to get their products into the retail stores. So I offered to assist them. But initially, when I reached out to the group, I reached out to them to do transportation because I also was awarded the first cannabis transportation license in the state of Illinois as a third-party transporter. And so I reached out to them for transportation. They invited me to do a tour of their facility. I thought the facility was really nice. I love the colors and the concepts of their product, but they were struggling to get their product into stores. And so because I have experience in sales, I offered to help them get their product in stores, help them get their social media following, a lot of brand awareness. And so that's what ACC was doing for them. We were basically getting them out there. And I was done in December of 2023. And by then they were in 89 dispensaries. So from April of 2023 to December, I was able to get them into a total of 81 dispensaries.
Oh, wow. So essentially, just to better understand, so like you launched and you could say sold a few brands, and then they gave you the experience that you have now. And then now you're kind of helping emerging brands, people that want to scale up and get into retail. And you kind of have leveraged that experience from doing it yourself and advising and guiding people, being sort of a Gordon Ramsay, if you will, of when people are not in a good position, you help turn their business around and help them scale.
Absolutely. I've helped a couple of different brands. They're coming on real soon, so I won't say their names right now until they're ready. But it's about relationships in the cannabis space. You have to have really good relationships and do clean business, and it will carry you far. And I've done a lot of different things for free. And though, I put a lot of sweat equity in. And one thing I can tell you in regards to this space is I have been a woman of my word, and that's all you have in this space. You have to have good work ethics, and you have to operate with integrity, and that will take you a long way. And so that's what we're doing right now. I can't take on any new projects with helping them because I'm launching my own brand.
Okay.
Hopefully next month. The goal is next month, May, fingers crossed. It's going to be my own female vape line called Wake and Vape.
Okay, awesome. So, for your own brand, right? I mean, that's very exciting. Are you focused on retail, or I guess, I don't know, the laws in Illinois in terms of shipping product direct to consumer? So yeah, I guess what is kind of your focus with your brand in terms of how to scale that up once you launch?
So basically, we have retail store relationship. They don't go directly to consumers as of yet because we don't have delivery services in Illinois yet. However, we do ship to the dispensaries, and the dispensaries sell them to the customers. And so far, I have 14 dispensaries that have committed to carrying a product here in Illinois. I also have a couple of dispensaries willing to carry my product in Arizona. And so we plan on, first, let me explain to you, this brand was created to empower women. So this is a movement that I'm starting with women to put them in, give them a safe space for education and consumption. We have to dispel the negative connotations around cannabis. So that's very important to me. So I'm not just launching a product. I am starting a movement for women in cannabis in 2024.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. So I guess I'm curious, right? Because the cannabis space is ever evolving and it's very kind of unique space, right? So do you currently use AI in the business? And if not, where do you think the AI could come in and help you out in 2024?
I have some very intelligent friends, and Michael Berkeley, Candace Clark, all of those friends that are in the tech world, James Wilson, Jeremy Jacobs. Remember Jeremy Jacobs from Enlighten and WeMaps? But I have never experienced technology to that degree.
Right.
I lack that skill set. I wish I had it. I'm good at the things I'm good at, and I don't pretend to be good at the things that I'm not. And I see the world evolving, and I see AI, and I think eventually I will at least learn something from it. But it's not something that I have had the privilege to dive deep into because I've never been very tech savvy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because you always have people using ChatGPT for content writing, and maybe once you launch your brand, then you'll kind of use more of that. So what would you say is the one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew before you got into this space, before you were in the cannabis space? What do you wish that you knew beforehand?
You know what? I think I can say I don't have regrets in this industry. I've had good and bad experiences. I had good and bad days, and I made good money, and sometimes I didn't make no money, Right. It's very hard to just say that there's a specific thing because I feel like I've learned so much from it. I've never been a gatekeeper of information. So one thing I wish I would have done is protected some of my intellectual property,
Right,
and watermarked different things that technology would have helped me do. If I knew that, you can password protect documents to keep people from copying your documents and putting
Right.
their information on it and things like that. Yeah, it's more so the tech. I wish I had engaged more into making sure I had a great website and maybe engage in social media better. But I think those things would have enhanced my business, but I didn't make business from those things.
Right.
So it kind of was not a priority for me, but I really wish that I had done more to protect myself, my brand, intellectual property. And I'm going to say this because it's not that anything real bad happened that has cost me any financial strain, but, people are using things, putting your name, your logo on things, and sometimes you have to pay your lawyer to cease and desist a lot of stuff. So that's the one piece of advice that I would give people is to protect your brand, especially if you have a good brand. And you might not know that your brand is a good brand, but you might think it's good and it could be great.
Yeah, for sure. So if we're going to have this conversation again in 1 year from now, where do you see things going for your business?
One thing for sure, I want to show you my waking vapes, okay?
Okay, let's see it.
I definitely see us expanding in several markets. I am being hit with offers almost practically every day. Maybe I'll get one so you can see it. Let me pull it back. I could send you pictures of it, but they're very, very cute. They're discreet. They're half grams. The name is very catchy. I did a social experiment to come up with that name, by the way. So I gave a list of 5 different names that I should name my vapes, and I sent them to people I respected in the cannabis space. And I came back with a list of people that I was friends with, and they all chose that name for me. So we collectively came up with Victoria LP presents Wake and Vape. 5 years from now, I think that brand is going to expand a great deal into other markets. Arizona may be the first one right after Illinois. Then after that, St. Louis, of course. Then Mississippi, Las Vegas, California, Michigan, New York City. A lot of people been sending a lot of offers my way, but I'm going to take my time with it. I don't think anyone in this position or in this industry should rush it.
For sure. That makes sense.
You know what? And another piece of unsolicited advice is to pay attorneys. Even though they're expensive, they are worth the money. Pay an attorney, understand what you're getting yourself into, understand your operating agreements before you sign them, understand if you are a manager of the business or a member of the business, to learn whether or not you have any ownership and control, or if you just have ownership. Now, I'm not an attorney and I can't give advice, but I really encourage people, get attorneys, pay your attorney.
That's good advice. Awesome. So if somebody watching this wanted to reach out to you, do you mind sharing your website or social media, I guess, best ways to get in contact?
My name is Victoria Williams on LinkedIn. In my bio, it says Starbuds, Director of Sales for Kaviar, ACC of Illinois Transportation. But to contact me, accofillinois@gmail.com, info@gmail.com, Victoria@accofillinois.com, Victoria@Wake and Vapes. But honestly, to reach me, accofillinois@gmail.com. That email is on every device I have for every business. That is the best way to reach out to me. And also through LinkedIn, or you can find me on Instagram, ACC of Illinois on Instagram. I always respond to people on Instagram because you never know what opportunities that you're missing. And a lot of them are on social media. Honestly, they are. So right here, this is the Sunrise Mango.
That's cool.
And the thing about this is it's nice and discreet. It fits in the palm of my hand. See my hand here? You close it. You don't see the vape at all. Like, you know, I am here. The vape is here. You can vape and it's full discretion. You know,
I love that. I love that. You got to keep it low key.
Yeah. So we have Sunrise Mango here. We have Twilight Berry here. These are my favorite colors. These are my funeral colors. These are Kobe colors. They're yellow and purple. I love them. And then there's your Berry Bliss here, and this is a hybrid. So you have your sativa, your indica, your sativa, and your hybrids. And I am very proud of these products here, and you're gonna see them everywhere when we launch. You know, we got good prizes coming up. And when you touch and feel here, these letters are raised. And that's the logo. It's the Wake and Vape.
Awesome. Well, Victoria, I want to say thank you so much for your time. Good luck with your launch. And yeah, thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
How you doing?